Hey there guys, this is Tyzera here again, and before I get stuck into this commentary, I want to show off a cool starting route here. So basically, if you spawn on African Militia, which I always do for some reason, you want to go down the side here and line up a stun grenade to the right of those two posts of that giant tower thing. I don't know what to call it, so I'll just call it the giant tower for now. And basically that stun grenade is going to land right in front of this cave here, and it's going to stun anyone who's waiting for you. And you should get a nice couple of kills, but unfortunately for me, some silly sniper put his tac insertion down and he spawned, and of course, as all snipers do in this game, he had a Kimbo FMG9 secondary. So of course, I wasn't going to win that fight at all because they are impossible to beat at close range. But anyway, now on to the actual commentary. Today I am bringing you a 47-4 ground war kill confirmed on the map Village. I'm using the G36 with the red dot sight and kick proficiency. My perks are sleight of hand, hardline and steady aim, and my killstreak setup is the UAV, Predator Missile and Reaper. So like I said, in this game I was running the Reaper killstreak, and I have it on quite a couple of my classes, mainly the ones with hardline. I think I have around 2 or 3 classes with hardline, and I like to run the Reaper because it's only 4 away from the Predator Missile, and on ground war, if you play a lot of ground war like I do, then you'll probably know that double Predator Missiles are really easy to get, and a lot of the time I get triples or quad Predator Missiles, and in fact I get 2 quad Predator Missiles in this game. I get one in around 10 or 15 seconds time, and when you get a double Predator Missile, then you're only 2 away from your Reaper, so you're pretty likely to get it. And like I said, if you get a triple or a quad even, then a quad will take you right to it. And oh, here we go, here's where I call the Predator Missile in. So, oh, 3 red boxes, that'll be quite nice. Quad! And of course, I get the quad Predator Missile because I get a blind eye surprise, which is what I like to call it when I get an extra kill because someone had blind eye and I didn't see them. And I never really thought I would say that. Oh, hang on, I'm just going to interrupt myself here. I have some really good accuracy going on here, and I don't understand why, but, you know, I was just getting some really quick, easy kills. I think I got a triple feed or something. But anyway, like I was saying, I kind of enjoy blind eye a little bit because when I see 2 or 3 red boxes with the Predator Missile and I end up getting a quad Predator, it makes me feel like I've accomplished something, as if somehow I've accomplished something by killing someone with blind eye and just saying, your blind eye is no match for my Predator Missile, and then I kind of take them down. But I'm kind of getting off topic here, going off on a tangent. So anyway, back to the Reaper. Like I was saying, if you run the Predator Missile and then the Reaper is your next kill streak, even if you only get a double kill with your Predator Missile, I say only, I mean a double kill is good, but on ground war double kills are really common, and if you only get a double kill with your Predator Missile, then you're only 2 away from your Reaper, and that's really easy to get if you think about it. And if you play smart, then 2 kills won't take you long anyway. So I kind of like having the Reaper on, and if you don't feel confident going for the AC-130s and the Pavlos, and especially the Osprey gun, I mean that's just mentally hard to get. But if you don't feel confident going for the higher kill streaks, then I would recommend using the Reaper, because it really isn't that difficult to use. I think the main reason why people on YouTube and other people who I know, I think why they say it's so difficult is because a lot of the maps on this game seem to have a lot of clustered buildings together, and it does make it difficult. But as long as you're not using the Reaper on a map such as Bukhara, I mean Bukhara is a fantastic example, there are so many buildings where you can hide from air support. As long as you're using the Reaper on the right map, then, you know, it's not really too difficult to use, and it can get you a lot of kills. I mean, take this game for example. I must have gotten around 20 kills with my Reaper. I mean, I'm not going to go back and watch, and I don't know how many I actually got, but I'm going to go ahead and say I must have gotten around 20 kills, I mean 15 to 20 maybe with my Reaper, and I do end up getting a second Reaper in this game, but for whatever reason I think it might have been a glitch. It wouldn't let me call it in, it just kept saying airspace is too crowded, even though the sky was clear. I mean, I was checking the minimap to see if anything was up, and I mean, there was absolutely nothing up in the sky except for a couple of UAVs, but for whatever reason it kept saying airspace is too crowded, and it wouldn't let me call in my Reaper, which I was kind of annoyed about, because I was thinking, maybe I can go 60 plus. I mean, that would be awesome to go 60 plus with only 4 deaths. Because I've got around 2 or 3 60 plus games, but they had around 15 to 20 deaths or something silly like that, and I didn't really want to post those to YouTube. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to do this again. Quad! And of course, I get another blind eye surprise, which is always cool. And then this guy's trying to rush me, and I'm having none of it because I want to get my kill streaks. You know, I want to call in my Reaper. and I'm checking around for enemies because I know the enemies spawn in the back cave there, and I'm calling it the back cave as if you'll all understand. Basically, me and my friends, we decided we'd come up with a couple of our own call-outs because, you know, we're not MLG pros, but we are fairly good players and we like to have call-outs, and we decided that that would be the back cave just because there isn't really anything else you can get that mixed up with on Village. And I think around here I tried to call in my Reaper, and of course it's saying airspace too crowded, and I'm really confused as to why it's not being called in and why it keeps saying the airspace is too crowded. And of course at this point we can all see that there isn't anything up in the sky that should stop my Reaper being called in, because as far as I'm aware, the only thing that can stop a Reaper being called in is another Reaper that is up in the sky at the minute, and there clearly isn't at the minute, so I was kind of confused and annoyed at the time, but obviously there's nothing that I can do about that now. But anyway, going back to the gameplay, I'm sitting behind these boxes here because I've still got the mindset that I might be able to call in my Reaper, and I want to stay somewhere relatively safe, so I'm sitting behind these boxes, but I get picked off by whatever weapon it is. I think that was a Type 95, it most likely was, a lot of people use that gun. And I go into the Predator missile here, hoping for another quad, but it doesn't happen. I choke, I don't get anything at all, and I was kind of panicking at the time, thinking, oh my god, what if I get 3 quad Predator missiles in one game? But of course, it doesn't happen, and I was kind of disappointed because I was really hoping that I could get 3 quad Predator missiles in one game. I thought that would be really cool, but it doesn't happen, and I panicked. Now, the gameplay's kind of wrapping up here, and I do still have a couple more kills to get, but I play the last part of this game quite defensive. I mean, I don't camp, but I stick to the middle creek area of this map because I don't want to go out there rushing blindly, because a lot of the time I'll start off a game really well, I'll be on like a 20 or something ridiculous kill streak, and I'll be rushing into their spawn from the back, and sort of as their spawn flips around, I'll flip round with it, and I'll be on 20 or 30 to 1 or something silly like that. And then after that, I'll just go rushing out mindlessly and making all these stupid mistakes, thinking that I'm Superman even though I'm not, and I'll be running around corners or shooting enemies from long distances even though I can't really get them, even though I think I can, and all these silly mistakes, and then I'll end up the game with something like 10 or 15 deaths, which I could have prevented if I'd have played smarter. But of course, we're not all perfect, and me especially, and I make all these mistakes and lose out on my games. So this game, I thought, you know what, nope, I'm gonna play defensive, I'm gonna play smart and make sure that I don't die to any stupid deaths at all. And I started shooting that teammate there because, as you may have noticed, his name didn't pop up above his head, and I've noticed that a couple of times. I'll see a teammate run past, although I'll think it's an enemy because his name doesn't pop up, and I don't understand why that happens. I mean, why can't a teammate's name just pop up whenever he walks past, you know? Because that would make it so much easier, and I wouldn't think that he's an enemy and start panicking and giving my position away. But anyway, the game is wrapping up here. I get the final kill right here. The final score was 47-4. I hope you enjoyed the video. I did cap some dog tags, I did notice as I watched through this game. Please like the video if you enjoyed, favourite it if you really enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Peace out.